welcome to Spiritually Rich, a podcast dedicated to helping you call in more abundance in every area of your life. I am so honored and excited for this special guest, my dear kindred spirit, soul sister, friend, Valerie. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I love you. I adore you. I'm so excited. This is just feels like, another fun conversation that we always have.
Yes.
Although you never call me Valerie. So
I know. I was like,
everyone calls me
your whole name. I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Everyone calls me Val.
Yes.
But my full name's Valerie Sanders.
Yes. Valerie Sanders.
Yeah. When people call me Valerie, I'm like, wait, who? Oh, I'm like, oh, me?
I don't know where that came from. But welcome. I am so excited to have just a beautiful, conscious conversation with you. I know it's going to inspire so many women. I know that the first time that I met you, I was just so drawn to your energy and your beautiful spirit.
Same.
Anyone who gets to know you, obviously is just an honor because you're just such a light. And I was so excited that you said yes to being on this podcast because I just feel like every time we're together, we have like the most incredible, deep conversations. So I thought it'd be beautiful to bring this to the world.
Yeah.
And I was hoping we could start just learning a little bit about you for everyone who's going to be watching this that doesn't know you yet. So I'd love to just have you share a little bit about you and your story.
Yeah. Well, first, let me just really emphasize I'm so honored. I respect you. I'm so inspired by you. I think you have such a beautiful impact in the world and especially lifting women up. And, that's just so important and valuable.
Thank
you. First and foremost, I always like to emphasize that I'm a mom. Like that's my number one above and all. My sons are 10 and 12 and they are my world, my light, my everything. I don't know what I'm going to do when they are all grown up. I'm already thinking about that, trying to stay present, present. I also have a sunglasses brand called St. Owen. And as you know, my little rep here, they look beautiful on you.
I'm obsessed. They're the best sunnies in the whole world.
So that's fun. We do accessories as well. We do jewelry and whatnot. And that's been around for about 7 years. So I've popped around different things, but that's, like I said, my kids are my priority. I've always been a workhorse and they brought perspective to my life that it's not about working harder. It's about working better, quality of life, coming from an authentic place and doing it out of love. So my business is really just a creative passion project. It's an outlet for me, but if my kids need me, that I'll drop everything for them.
I admire that so much. You're such a good mama.
Oh, thank you. I just feel like so many, for me, I'm balancing work and mom life, but I feel like sometimes, or at least I had this, just like a hitch, when people were like, what do you do? And it's you can't say just, I'm a mom. That's enough. That's a full-time job. That's
Amen.
24 hours a day. You never shut off. And my husband travels a lot. He's gone a ton. So that should be enough. So I never like to be oh, I'm a working mom because I want women to feel like they don't need to do both. Whatever is the balance in your life that's right for you, that's fitting for you, that's where you need to feel comfort and joy. And if you want to work, go for it. If you are content as a housewife, a mommy, just relish it.
Domestic goddesses.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. I'm stealing that. That's a good one. Yeah, no, it's just, it can be so peaceful and rich. It's just, whatever you want your design to be.
I love that. I feel like society has this pressure, especially right now in this modern time.
Yeah.
That we're supposed to wear every single hat.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of, I think what we were talking about before we started, part of my emotional morning was just feeling like I'm wearing a lot of different hats and wanting to make sure that I'm staying aligned and true to what I'm feeling called to do.
Yeah.
And the work that God is calling me to do. So, I think that's such an important message.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think to touch on that point, when you own your own business, you're wearing a lot of hats. like inevitably. You're starting, you're building, you have to pick up certain pieces and glue them together. And I mean, take off one hat, put on another. It's a lot to balance. And that can really, like you mentioned before, trip you into your masculinity. I was a tomboy when I was a kid. Like then I was a tour manager for quite a few years, I had to very much be in like my boss mode. Like I'm running a tour, like locked in, demand respect. And so that really flipped me more into my masculinity. Mm-hmm. And I think what was so beautiful about becoming a mom was like undeniable femininity. Like it was just like, there she is. Like I'm like naturally nurturing, motherly person. But society had made me feel like I had to just like tackle everything, work 20 hours a day, like just hustle. And that doesn't align with me or where I want to be. And like we touched on before, like it's not about working harder if you're not invested in with your soul, with your passion, with your intention. The end result is just going to leave you drained.
Totally.
I've done that through and through again, like just exhausted myself, and you just hit burnout and you're like, what am I doing this for?
Right.
So now I'm trying to balance my masculinity, a little feminine energy.
I love it. You do it so well, actually.
I mean, it took me long enough. I mean, I don't think I wore heels or wore makeup till I was like 25.
No, I think you're a beautiful embodiment of the divine masculine and feminine in harmony, really.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So I was thinking before we decided to do this about kind of the conversation and what to talk about. And something that I feel like so many women that I work with or that come to me for help kind of looking for is chasing external success for validation and chasing material things for validation. And really, I feel like, again, our society has us wired and programmed to think that success is how many zeros are in your bank account, what level of maybe influence or fame that you have, how nice of things you can acquire. And in that pursuit of chasing more, I think that our world has just gotten so disconnected from ourselves, from our truth, from our light, from our authenticity. And I think what really inspired me when I first met you and why I was so drawn to you was because you have all of the exterior things, but you're so committed to the inner work. You have a deep meditation practice. You do yoga. You're always reading and learning and working on your internal world so that you can model that for your children, which you've expressed is so important to you. So I just wanted to touch on that because, again, I feel like we're being led down this road of disconnection in pursuit of stuff that on the outside, it looks nice or, it's nice to have. But if your internal world isn't in alignment and you're not at peace and you're not fulfilled with the things that you're doing, none of that matters, right?
Yeah, definitely. I've fallen into that trap a million times before. Like, what are my accolades? What have I proven to be successful at? Like, what can I show people? And that goes back to, at least for me, just childhood issues and traumas and feeling like love was conditional. Yeah. And so if you have that narrative written, whether conscious or subconscious, the trap is that you're trying to prove that you're worthy of love. And I think, at least from my perspective and the journey that I've been on, that is the rewiring that I've been working on. Like, I don't need to prove that I won this. I make this much money. I have all these notches on my belt so that people love me. Like, I've been unwinding my people-pleasing tendencies for years and years. But I had to first realize they were there, and so much of my life was just spent, I don't want to say in the dark, but I just didn't have the awareness. I wasn't raised with any of that inkling of like spiritual awareness or expansion or deep conversations. I always knew I was a creative person. I I'm a writer. That's what I went to school for. I just wanted to express myself and connect. And so my whole journey was like, how can I connect with people? Every piece was just wanting to like share what was inside me. And I feel like as I've gotten into meditation and yoga and done some plant medicine journeys and really, really gotten to the core of my being and to the essence of who I am, that's when I've found that like none of the external validation matters. And success doesn't mean anything if you, as you said, haven't done the inner work. The numbers in your bank account do not bring joy. Mm-hmm. You have to find that.
Amen.
And you have to nurture it.
Yes.
And cradle it like it's your little baby and take care of it.
Yes.
And go gently and constantly work on just emulating the essence of your soul and knowing that you deserve love for just being.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, yeah, society's like, I'll drive this car, I'll get these chicks, and I'll, like women like to get respect. They need to like be bossy and hardcore. And if you're, too nice, it shows weakness. Like there's all these little games.
Totally.
And I just want to strip them down and say, who are you as a human?
Yeah.
And how are you adding value to the collective, to our true community? So I'm just, I'm on a road that it took a while for me to find, but I'm so happy I'm on it and back to being a mom again. I mean, that's what really triggered it is I wanted to be a better person for my children.
Yeah.
I wanted to give them what I didn't have. I wanted them to have a leg up, like a baseline of unconditional love and support and just feeling like they didn't have to prove themselves to anyone, that they were loved no matter what. And because we're just all attaching what can we attach our identity to? Is it this job? Or is it this, I played this sport, or I, have this level of fame, or even as a mom, you can attach your identity to being a mom. Mm-hmm. And then one day your kids go off to college and and I think that's another piece of the puzzle for me that I'm figuring out is when that drops away to a certain degree, which my kids, they better, I don't care if they're 35, they better call me every day, but I know that they won't need me every day and they won't need my time. So it's like, where am I going to fill my cup? And that's why I've always maintained a certain degree of working, because I know that I'll need some sort of outlet and I'll want to continue to expand and to grow and just continue.
So beautiful. So beautiful and so inspiring. I love everything that you said. And I think it's just so important for women to hear, that these are the things that really matter, that these are the things that will create a joyful, fulfilling life. It's not chasing external things.
Yeah.
And I always say, if you're trying to manifest something in your life because you feel a void within you first have to fill that void, because it doesn't matter what thing you're thinking is going to complete you. Once you get it, that void is still going to be there.
Yeah.
You're still going to feel that emptiness. And I think it's so powerful, the level of self-awareness that you have. It's so beautiful too, just what you talked about, the things that matter most to you now in terms of embodying that peace and that joy and emulating that for your children, and being so modest with, how much you do have going on in the world and the things that you have manifested and created. I feel like a lot of people, when I asked you to introduce yourself, they would have probably led with this laundry list of, these are my accomplishments and my accolades. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that's just shows the amount of work you've done on yourself and just who you are at your core. So beautiful.
Oh, well, I appreciate you. I mean, I don't know what accolades I'd throw out there. I feel like I'm just stumbling along the way and trying to learn from my failures. It's a beautiful process, and you just have to stay present. That's my main thing. I just need to stay present, find peace, reset my nervous system. And because once you step into that self-awareness, you can't really go back into the cloudiness of, when I wasn't doing the work, I was in a constant state of anxiety, and I just thought that was normal. It helped me focus. It helped me get shit done. Like I was just, like I said, I was just like a little hustler. Just thought the harder I worked, better I looked. I just loved a little pat on the back because I accomplished this. I busted my ass, and that felt like life to me because that's all I'd ever known.
Yeah.
And it took a lot of reflection and deep diving to realize, like, I am all wound up. Like, my nervous system needs a reset. Like, this is not serving me.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is my theme of the year: shedding what does not serve me.
I love that.
There's a lot of it.
I think everyone listening to this will relate with that. You know, this is the year of the snake.
I know.
So the perfect time.
And I've been wearing so much snakeskin stuff.
I love it. I love it. That is definitely, I think, a beautiful collective theme. And, more people are awakening. And I just feel so called to be kind of somebody holding the torch, leading, saying, okay, let's continue to awaken. Let's continue to evolve as a collective. Let's continue to contribute. Because I always tell my clients, like, the inner work that you do is the most profound, sacred work you will ever do, because not only are you healing yourself, you're actually helping to heal generations that come after you and generations that came before you, because it's energetic, right?
Yeah.
It creates a ripple effect. And I don't think people understand the magnitude and the significance of the inner work, of the healing work. It is the most important work for every single person walking this planet. And the thing is too, is that I work with a lot of celebrities to stay-at-home moms, right? And kind of everything in between. And it doesn't matter where they were born into. Everyone has challenges. They have their own demons that they're working through. They have their own things that they're working through. And I think that a lot of times social media creates this really false picture that everybody is thriving and happy. And then women look at that, and men too, right? And it's like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? I'm behind. It makes people feel like they are just so far off, when the reality is that's not the reality, right? Like, behind the scenes of everyone's lives, no matter where they're at in their journey, there's layers and there's work that needs to be done. And again, that's why I connected with you so deeply the first time that we met, because it's actually, I feel like, more rare to find people that are on that committed journey of self-discovery and healing.
But I think you're right. There's a lot of awakening happening. And you touched on social media. I have a love-hate relationship with social media. I'm on there, hit or miss, pop in, pop out. Because honestly, it drains me. It dulls my energy.
Yeah.
I try to trick the algorithm to just feed me quotes all the time, nothing but uplifting quotes. And I just, I want to support my friends and pop in. But at the end of the day, it's that facade. I feel like that's what is draining to me. It's like, okay, this looks like a wonderful, beautiful vacation. And I'm the most guilty person of only posting vacation stuff. But it's like, okay, well, what happened this morning? Like, when your kid was screaming at you and wouldn't put on his shoes, and you spilled your coffee all over yourself, and you couldn't get out the door, and you were running late, and you literally like white knuckled screamed as loud as you could in your car, like the ugly, the gritty, and the honesty is what, feeds people. That's what they need right now. Authenticity gets thrown around so much now, but I just feel like that's what people are hungry for. And I think I could be better at that. My social media is a complete, very minimal fabricated snapshot of my life. And I try to like at least infuse positivity and uplifting things that I find uplifting. But at the end of the day, it's still just a facade. You know, how could we connect on a deeper level? To play devil's advocate, the beautiful thing about social media is we're talking about this awakening.
Yes.
It absolutely is helping to propel that.
Amen.
You know, 100 years ago, if you wanted to read about a spiritual journey or figure out, you know, Kundalini and dive into meditation, like you had to go into a library or a bookstore and try to find a rare book, hunt it down. Now we can just, not just through social media, but through just Google, ChatGPT, just quick search, and we can learn so much. And you can spread, there's so many wonderful spiritual gurus. There's you doing this podcast, doing your wonderful, incredible app that's get people locked in and expansive and aligned. That is a testament to the good of technology and social media. So I always try to focus on that before I condemn it.
Right.
But I just am very like cognizant of getting sucked into the to the scroll and what I consider, what I tell my kids, the brain rot scroll.
The brain rot scroll. It's true. And really a powerful point. And I think so important, again, for everyone listening, you know, just being intentional with your focus, with your time. You're right. Social media actually is such a gift because of the level of awakening that is happening. I remember probably 13 years ago, 14 years ago, I still was talking about these same things that I talk about and teach about today, but I certainly wasn't doing it in big groups, or if there was social media at the time, I wasn't doing that because it just wasn't as known.
Yeah.
And so I would have sounded like, if I would talked about manifestation back then, you know, I would have sounded like a witch or something.
Yeah, there was a stigma attached to it.
Yes,
and I feel like
exactly.
It's really, social media has helped to break that stigma.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like trending now. People are just more aware, and it doesn't seem as foo-foo. Like, I think that's really important to break down the stigma, because it's, when you see more people that are into it and that are like you, not afraid to put yourself out there and to speak your truth, then other people start to open up and feel comfortable speaking their truth.
Yeah.
It's really a beautiful process.
Yes, for sure. And also seeing like the amount of people who are opening themselves up to doing healing work, you know, like I'm seeing a lot more even men in my business. I told you I work with a lot of couples, and, you know, I work with the men of the women in the relationship individually sometimes. And it's just, I feel like 10 years ago, I just don't think that those men would have been open to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that there was much more of a generalization of what a man should be. And once again, another stigma. And even, you know, beyond 10 years ago, like to our parents' generation, like just, you know, dudes didn't even talk about their feelings. Like that was considered too feminine. Like, I think there's been a huge revival. I don't know if I should say revival, but a huge onset of men feeling like they can open up and they can be vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Which is so important, because when we're talking about actually the divine feminine and the divine masculine, what a lot of people don't understand is that it's important for us to have harmony with both, you know, and it's actually when a man is in touch with his emotions and his feelings, it actually makes him even more strong and even more masculine and able to serve and to give even more to his family.
Yeah.
And the people that he loves. That's where I'm so passionate about the work that I do, because I feel like it's kind of the missing link in humanity. Like if we're not doing the inner child healing, and if we're not clearing these deep, deep traumas from the psyche, then we're going to continue to pass down the same generational trauma over and over. That, I mean, most of our parents are a product of that, right? Yeah. And so it's so beautiful. Like you said, there is this shift where we're going, no, this isn't working. Yeah. We need something different.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love your point. It's so poignant. Like there's strength in vulnerability. I think there was always this attachment to vulnerability. Like you can't show weakness. And I think that's dissipating. So it's just such an incredible awakening to see that Min shifting into that and doing the work as well.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Yeah, me too. I'd love to ask you a question.
All right.
I just got this download. What does success mean to you now? I'm sure it was a lot different when you were younger, but if you have to describe what success means to you.
Success to me, it's pretty simple. It's fulfillment in which I feel peace and joy in my soul. Like being able to sit on the grass under the tree somewhere and just breathe and be present and just know that I am resonating joy. And how you get there is different, but like as cheesy as it sounds, like my idea of success is simply being content and feeling the sunshine on my face. And obviously, I prefer a certain lifestyle. I love to travel. I want to have, my dream is to have a home with a view. Like all those things are wonderful. But I always tell my kids, if we lost everything, I would be very happy in a shack on the side of the river, just sitting with you, fishing, just, living off the land, doing whatever we need to do. Like success to me is the community, the family that's around you, like your loved ones, and that connection that you have with them, like authentic, genuine connection.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I look back and I know that I gave my kids a safe, healthy, positive home, that I would feel like I succeeded.
I love that. I have one more question before we wrap up. If you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would you say to her?
Because you're really nailing me to this.
I know. I'm like drilling you here. It could be more than one too. The reason I'm asking is because when people watch this, I want them to have takeaways where they're inspired to take even small action.
Yeah.
To create a life that's more meaningful. This podcast is called Spiritually Rich for a reason. It's like I want to help people to connect back to what really matters.
Yeah.
And give them any kind of tips and tools and inspiration to help them get there.
Okay. Well, which I think is just fantastic. The world needs more of you. I am going to try not to write a novel here. Just maybe give you a paragraph.
No, go do the novel.
The writer in me wants me to touch points. I think, my biggest thing is to whatever you decide to do it from your heart. Because when I first started my company, it was all about metrics. Like I had to hit these numbers. I kept looking at sales and being discouraged when they weren't good. And it wasn't coming from the right place. And I was never going to have a successful business from that mode where I just was like, I need to make money. Like it was so fake and not coming from my heart. Mm-hmm. Once I shifted into just pure coming from love, the curiosity of it all, just wanting to just spread my wings and creativity and artistry and having fun doing it. That's when, life became better, business became better. Still has its struggles, but I just remind myself like it is not about the numbers. Do I love what I designed? Do I love this design? The most important thing for me is like a woman put on the sunglasses and felt hot, felt like a badass, like just those are the pieces that matter. And I wish I had known that from the get-go. Like if I had just followed my heart, it was always conflicted with, oh, well, is this commercial? Is this going to sell? Like if I just followed my heart, like that would have been the missing link. Mm-hmm. And I think some people are not in the position to just take up their creative passion. They need a solid income. Totally get that. But if you can just carve out a piece of whatever your soul is calling, just even if it's just 10 minutes a day, just tell the universe, like, I am listening and just make that, even if you have to work that 8-hour shift, maybe you need to just get up a little bit earlier and journal about what you want. And, if you're a painter, just one brush stroke on the canvas, just any little bit of effort to make sure that you're fulfilling what makes you happy. I think that's so important. We're all creative beings, and we need to express ourselves. So if you may be in an unfulfilling job, but there's always room for you to create an avenue for yourself that could one day be your actual money-making job. So I just encourage women to don't feel like anything is out of reach. It's all available to you. Abundance flows. It's endless.
It is.
It's all available to you. You just have to believe it.
Yeah.
And if your soul's calling you to do something, there's no later.
Absolutely.
It's now. So
absolutely.
I feel like I did that a lot with writing. It's well, I love to write, but is it really going to be a career? What am I going to get out of it? And then, I'll do it later. I have my whole life. I'll have more wisdom to pull from. And then later becomes 10 years, 20 years, 30 years till you're on your deathbed and you're damn, later. It's really late. I just think that you gotta carpe diem, motherfuckers.
Right?
You gotta seize that moment.
Yes. So. Amen. I so agree with that and resonate with that. And you are such an inspiration and just such a light. And I'm so grateful to get to share this space and this time with you. And I was also thinking too, for anyone listening, where can they check out your brand and your Sunnies and everything? Because they are the best ever. They're so sick.
You're very sweet. I love you.
It's not just because I love her. It's because they really are.
saintowen.com or at saint.owen on Instagram. And yeah, I'm sorry for the F-bombs and cuss words.
Oh, no.
It wouldn't be me if I didn't let some of those slip.
Yeah, we like to keep it real. So I know I've probably dropped more F-bombs than people would ever realize.
Well, you're very classy on this. You didn't drop any today. I just tainted it. Got a little vulgar.
It was perfect.
My masculine energy was coming out.
Yeah, it was perfect. And I so appreciate you. I love you. Hopefully we can do it again.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Such an honor. You are just a magical human.
Ditto, my friend. And thank you for tuning in. So excited to see you on the next episode. Stay tuned.